Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is the latest installment and supposed final entry into the new Star Wars trilogy, which follows Rey, Finn, Poe, and Kylo Ren. The latest entry sees J.J. Abrams back behind the camera, and honestly, I think it's for the better. Following the events of The Last Jedi, Kylo Ren is now Supreme Leader, and Emperor Palpatine has returned. It's revealed that he's been pulling the strings the entire time, and he has information regarding Rey's heritage. In terms of story, there is a planet called Exegol, which is where all of the Sith sort of live, I guess. They've been building a fleet of new Star Destroyers, and they are ready to launch their attack, which is going to be called the Final Order, under Palpatine's rule. And essentially, Kylo has been tasked with trying to sway Rey round to the dark side, similar to what he was doing in The Last Jedi. He was trying to get her on side. It's the same sort of thing here. He's still been tasked with trying to get her on side. But Rey is also trying to find Exegol, but she needs a Pathfinder, a Sith Pathfinder, which is the MacGuffin of a majority of the movie, and that's the reason why the team get involved, and they have to do a little bit of planet hopping to find this thing. It's a simple plot, but it is also quite messy. And it's a shame that the screenplay can't really stick the landing. I do feel like it could have done with another draft or two of the script, because there are genuinely, I've seen it twice now, there are genuinely some lines in there which are cringeworthy. And Star Wars has always been kind of pulpy and cheesy, but there is a significant amount of lines in this movie that just don't really work. But the reason we go and see these movies is because we love the characters. I don't really feel like any of the characters have done a true disservice here. I think the way that they handle Carrie Fisher's absence is quite sweet. I genuinely don't envy the task of having to close out Princess Leia's storyline without actually having Carrie Fisher there. That can't have been easy. With J.J. Abrams back, it is a far more dynamic film in terms of the action sequences. The camera movement is far more dynamic, and that's not a dig against Rian Johnson, because he's clearly a very talented filmmaker, but I do genuinely feel like the action scenes in this particular film, they're kind of an amalgamation of the kind of scenes we saw in The Force Awakens, as well as some of bits and pieces taken from The Last Jedi. And I do genuinely feel like the action scenes in this movie are some of the best in the entire series of films. Although we get a really good scene between Rey and Kylo with a backdrop of crashing waves, we don't get the climactic battle between Jedi and Sith, which I was kind of craving, because these movies, they kind of parallel the previous trilogy, the original trilogy. So with The Force Awakens being a lot like A New Hope, there is less lightsaber play, because there was only really one lightsaber duel in A New Hope. With Empire Strikes Back, there's slightly more, and you get more lightsaber play towards the end of the movie, which is what we did get with The Last Jedi. And then Return of the Jedi, there's a great big emotional lightsaber duel between father and son, which we don't really get in this movie, and it's a shame. It really is. This movie does have a lot of fan service, and ironically, some fans are going to love it, some fans are going to hate it. I really enjoyed it. I liked some of the little Easter eggs and bits and pieces that they put in it, and I really can't complain about that too much. I think this film obviously had a huge amount of pressure on it to deliver the goods, so to speak, and I don't envy that task, because it is meant to be the final film in the Skywalker saga, and also the final film of this particular trilogy. Having that job is huge, and I genuinely feel overall that J.J. Abrams and team stuck the landing. I've obviously not done many reviews this year, but I've certainly watched my fair share of movies, so I'm planning on doing my top 10, if not 15, of the year, but don't quote me on that. I might not do it. We'll see. If you've enjoyed watching this video, then please click thumbs up. If you've got something to say, leave a comment down below, and if you'd like to see more, hit subscribe and keep it here at Hench and Saunters. Thank you ever so much for watching. Happy New Year to you all. Hope to see you again soon.